and the aversion people would have felt upon hearing that Muhammad was killing his companions. He said, Shaykh al-Islam, whoever deviates at all from this way that has been clearly explained would be among those who, quote, command, forbid and fight, seeking to remove the fitna, as they claim, when their doing so is the worst fitna. Indeed, their doing so is the most severe trial, the most effective harm, the ugliest predicament, and has the worst outcome. In conclusion, here are 3 valuable comprehensive guidelines from Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah himself, hoping that they would benefit every individual of the Ummah, sinning or guided, ruler or ruled. First, justice with subjects. Justice with subjects. He said, rahimahullah, people's affairs in this life are more sound with the existence of justice, even if accompanied with various types of sins, than with transgressing their rights, even if this is not associated with other types of sins. That is why it is said that Allah preserves a just nation. Listen to this. That is why Allah said, Allah preserves a just nation even if it is a disbelieving one. But He does not preserve an unjust nation even if it is a Muslim. And it said that, quote, the world endures in the existence of justice mixed with disbelief, but it does not endure in the existence of injustice mixed with Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ said, nothing warrants a swifter punishment than tyranny and cutting the ties of kinship. A tyrant, a baghi, transgressor, will suffer in this life, even if he is forgiven in the hereafter. This is because justice is the order of all things. So if the affairs in this life are established on justice, they will stand, even if those establishing them have nothing to derive benefit from in the hereafter. Listen. Subhanallah. It's like our times. For the soul carries the incentive to wrong others by being arrogant with them, envying them, and infringing on their rights. It also carries the incentive to wrong itself by partaking of vile cravings like adultery or eating filthy food. So it may wrong one who does it no wrong, or it may desire these cravings without fulfilling them. But when it sees that others have done wrong and have satisfied these cravings, its tendency toward these subjects or these objects greatly intensifies. It may remain steadfast in the face of these tendencies, but that surely stimulates more that other its hatred, envy and desire to punish those others and to deprive them of the good that they have. Now, so this is first one, justice with subjects. Second, the principle of rectification. He, rahimahullah, said, let your commanding good and forbidding evil not be evil, for it is among the greatest obligations and recommendations. So, its benefit must outweigh its harm. That is why the messengers were sent and the books were revealed. And Allah does not love harm. Rather, everything that He commands is beneficial. Allah has praised goodness, those who correct things, and those who believe and do good deeds. On the other hand, He subhanahu wa ta'ala has repeatedly blamed those who do harm. Thus, whenever the corrupting effect of commanding and prohibiting is greater than the benefit, it is not what Allah has commanded. Make sure then this is not the command of Allah. So this is so even if the person being commanded has neglected an obligation or committed a prohibition, because a believer is required to have taqwa of Allah, observe His limits in dealing with His servants, and is not required to guide them by force. Third, opposing the judges and governors. Next, he said, since disbelief, hypocrisy, and disobedience are the causes of evil and hostility. Disbelief, hypocrisy, and disobedience are the causes of evil and hostility. It may happen that when sin is committed by a man or a group, some people neglect to command and forbid, which counts as a sin for them, while yet others may forbid the munkar, the evil, in a forbidden way, which counts as sins for them. These conflicting and wrong positions result in disunity, controversy, and evil, and this is one of the greatest harms and evils, past and present. End of quote. These are the three matters which Shaykh al-Islam rahimahullah focused upon. The compiler of this work, may Allah preserve him, said, finally, I ask Allah to cause all of the Muslims to abide by the Sharia, to support the good among them, to guide the deviant, to save the lost, and to turn the sinners in repentance. With this, the Muslim Ummah will return to its original position of honor, power, strength, happiness, and guidance. None of this will become a reality without holding on to the rope of Allah, and without mutual help in righteousness and taqwa and piety, and enjoining truth and patience, all within the circle of beneficial knowledge and the righteous deeds, and within the frame of the magnificent book and the trustworthy prophetic sunnah. The end of this work on commanding good and forbidding evil, and it was based upon Shaykh al-Islam's rahimahullah assessment of this great matter, and it was compiled together by Shaykh Aali Hassan al-Halabi al-Athari, may Allah preserve him, in a booklet, Enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong, and it was translated and rendered into English in the year 1995, and it was published in Al-Huda magazine in Muharram, the same month, 1416 after Hijrah, June 1995. والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.